Hello, how you guys doing? My name is Gates Azefrin. I am back once again. Today we are going to talk about the God that loves you. I did part one this morning, and you can see it on our page at Divine Connections Ministries or Divine Connections.co. Also on YouTube, you are watching us on YouTube. It's Divine Connections Ministries or Ralph Coutard on YouTube. Also, you can go and visit our website and have send us your prayer requests. And when you go to the website, Divine Connections, you can go to resources. That's where all the other videos are going to be. And go to the prayer request and send us your prayer and contact us. Um, the address is Divine Connections, um, divineconnections.co or 701-719-1528. That is our radio 24/7. You can dial that number on your phone and you can listen to us. And the address for to write us is divineconnections07@gmail.com. So I am so glad once again that we are going to sit together and study the Word of God. This morning we did part one of the God that loves you, and now we are going to do part two. This morning we saw God as the Creator. We look at Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 to 3. Then we look at God as our Father. It was Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, and Matthew 6, verse 9. And we look at again God in three persons. It was the verse of references, or the reference for the verse. It's Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. Genesis chapter 3, verse 22, Genesis chapter 11, verse 7, John 14, verse 16, 17, 26, 6, 10, and 11, John chapter 10, verse 30. And now we are going to continue for the name of God. What does God want us to call him? And we're going to see that in Genesis chapter 3, not Genesis, Exodus chapter 3, verse 14 and 15. He said, God said to Moses, I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am has sent me to you. So right now I can tell you the same thing. I am has sent me to you. I am preaching the gospel because I am wants you to know about him. He wants you to know that he loves you, he cares for you, he is your creator, he is your father. It is not by accident that you were born or you were made, you were created. It's because I am love you. He wants to fellowship with you. He wants to have you in his kingdom forever, for you to live eternally with him. And verse 15, God also said to Moses, say to the Israelites, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. This is my name forever, the name by which I am to be remembered from generation to generation. So God wants us to remember him by the people that he called first. He called after the big rain that deluge. I don't know what they call it in the when the rain fell off, and so God called Abraham. He called Abraham, and then he called Isaac, and then he called Jacob to follow him. Those are the people that God called to follow him. So he wants us to remember him by those names. Um, so he said, I am is his name, and also the people that he called, which is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He wants us to remember him by those people names. The God of Jacob, the God of Isaac, the God of Abraham. And that is what he wants us to call him for generation to generation. Now we're gonna look at the characters of God. In Genesis, Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 to 7, we're gonna see what God wants. What did he say about himself? How does he want us to have a relationship with him? What does he want from us? Exodus chapter 20, starting verse 1, he said, And God spoke all these words. It is him that speaking these words. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. So the Israelites were in slavery, so God did a lot of miracle to have them come out of slavery, because the king of Egypt, Pharaoh, he didn't want to let the people of God go. So God had to do many, many, many wonders for him to finally even to kill all the firstborn in that country at that time, before the people were allowed to leave slavery. It's just like when black people in America was in slavery, a lot of things had to happen before they were free. But this time, God did a lot of miracle to save them. You shall have, verse 3, you shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make yourself an idol in the form of anything in heaven above or on the earth beneath or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the fathers to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commands. So God said he's a jealous God, just like us. If we have a husband or a wife or a best friend, we do not want that person to cheat on us, to love somebody else or put somebody else first before us. So God is the same way, because remember, we are created to his image and to his resemblance, to his likeness. So we have the same character as God. We have no. Nope.